Hello and welcome to the October-November safety meeting. Our special guest today is Ayub Awis from Operations.
And thank you, Ayub, for joining us.
Thank you.
Today's roundtable discussion is going to be talking about cell phones and other electronic devices.
We all know that using a cell phone and other electronic devices is against our policy. Even though sometimes we use to have to use a radio, you must make it short and clear to the dispatcher.
If you need to use your radio for any more than a quick response, the policy is
Pull over to a safe place and carry on your conversation. Never carry on the conversation while you're driving. It would be considered a cell phone call.
Now, again, just plain devil's advocate, we encourage all our drivers to carry a personal cell phone to work. But again, once they get inside our bus, behind the wheel, that cell phone is turned off, stowed. And by stowed, we mean stored in a place that is not accessible. Could be a purse, a backpack, could be anywhere that it is not easy to grab from the driver's seat. But they're going to be using that cell phone, say, in an emergency. When is the best time to do that?
The best time to do that would be pulled off to the side of the road, put the vehicle in park, put the parking brake on, get out of the driver's seat, and make your call, your emergency call, if necessary.
Now, what about in a case where your wife is expecting? You could get a phone call at any moment. What's the best way to handle those situations without violating our cell phone policy?
Well, the best time is having the wife call dispatcher or our office to make the arrangement with the driver. In this case, there is no interruption to the route, no interruption to or distraction to the driver. So the dispatcher would notify the driver, and the driver would pull over in a safe spot. Once again, like Floyd said, he could take the phone, get away from the driver's seat, and make the phone call.
Because Floyd, even late at night, a lot of our routes are either very early in the morning or sometimes late at night. What is the best way and the quickest way to get that family emergency call from home to our drivers?
The best way is through the dispatch. This way, like Ayub mentioned earlier, the driver is not distracted, because that distraction could lead to a collision. Now you'd have two family emergencies, and one of them was undesired. The best way to do it is to let dispatch help the driver get situated and off the route and on their way to their other family member emergency.
Okay, we're going to be talking about some of the penalties that are in place, either from the Federal Transit Administration or from local laws. But before we do that, we're going to be taking a look at a simulation of driving down the freeway using either texting or using your cell phone, and what it might look like if that were to happen. Let's take a look.
Rolling, now we back.
Now, luckily in this case, there were no serious injuries, either to the vehicle that was hit from behind or to our driver or passengers. So this again illustrates in a visual way what could happen or worse.
What could happen worse? By using the cell phone, distracted driving, you end up hitting a vehicle or a pedestrian, and now you're charged with vehicular homicide. This has happened in the past, not here with us, but it could happen, and for that reason, you don't want to be talking on your cell phone, being distracted while you're driving.
Because part of that investigation will include investigators taking a look at your cell phone. They will subpoena your cell phone records to make sure that you were not using or receiving a call at the time of that event. So it's a very dangerous thing to do, and yet all too often, more often than we would like, we have become aware of people using cell phones while driving our buses. So, but before we really touch upon some of the other penalties, let me just read you something. This is contained in the weekly safety tips. Now, these are received by Transdev throughout the system every week. And every base, including Shoreline, Bellevue, and here at Kent, have the weekly safety tips posted. They come from a gentleman by the name of Christopher Moore. He is our Senior Safety Director for Corporate. And let me just read you something that is on this week's safety tips. The final rule from the Federal Motor Carrier Administration prohibits commercial drivers from using a handheld mobile device while operating a commercial truck or bus. And by bus, that means us. Drivers who violate the restriction will face federal civil penalties of up to $2,750 for each offense. That, in addition to, our company will face a penalty of up to $11,000. So this is a very serious policy, and that's why we are asking you, we are begging you, please, if you have a cell phone, a Bluetooth, or other electronic device, put it away. Turn it off as soon as you get inside that bus, even before you get in there. But especially before you get behind that driver's seat, make sure that that is turned off, stowed, put away where you can't reach it, because the penalties just aren't worth it. We have a one strike, you're out.
One strike, you're out.
Non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
No second chance.
No second chance. Guys, it's about integrity. Integrity is defined as what you do when no one is looking. So please have that integrity to keep us all safe, to keep your passengers safe, to keep other motorists, and especially the pedestrians out there who don't have those protections against a distracted driver. So, Floyd, Ayub, thank you, and be safe, everyone.
Thank you.